Okay, on that note, let's jump back in.
Oh no. Is that guy again?
So, as you guys re-enter the tavern, you manage to find a table this time. Someplace where you could probably eat that nice pie you just got. And it's a bit more busy than when you left. It's been about 2 or 3 hours since you left the tavern. And business has definitely picked up. Novi is not really anywhere to be seen. You assume she's probably cooking something in the back. Debron is busy at the bar. Waitresses are moving back and forth. But Debron nods at you and, kind of motions to that he'll make sure someone's with you shortly. The band, for the most part, has taken a break. There's 1 or 2 musicians still up there playing some soft music. But you all find a table to yourself where you can take stock and talk. But Ari, as you approach, you do notice that Nohmem has seemed to stumble down from where you placed him and kind of looks groggy-eyed and like his head is probably pounding as he sits in a couch nearby the musicians and just sort of looks over everyone. But he doesn't appear to be too terribly aware of what he's seeing. All right, you all settle around a larger table. Gorma places the pie on the table, and after a few moments, a waitress brings you some plates and utensils to eat it with.
Hi. I look around at each of them. Well, if none of you are going to cut into it. And she takes a knife and starts cutting a piece out.
Are you, trying to hide your fame and fortune there, Ari? Harmony just stares at you.
Or perhaps, shall we say, a rather unpleasant acquaintance? Winter cuts a small piece of the pie and hands it towards Vinda. Here, Vinda, you want a piece? Yeah.
I'm sorry, did you say there's a thief here? Who?
It's at this point you realize no one's seen Nohmem except you and Vinda.
Well, that's all very confusing, but where is this person?
Yeah,
Out,
he's just
out of character, is this the only other person in the room besides us or something? Like, is it obvious who he's talking about?
no. You're looking around. There's plenty of people here. The lizard folk are gone, but the hooded figure remains at the table. There's several people eating what would be brunch, closer to lunch now, sitting at the bar, sitting at different tables. There's a little bit of a hubbub.
Winter starts lifting her hand to point towards him and then lowers it after a second. Oh, you mean that guy over there, I think?
Think you still have the hangover?
I want to check to make sure nothing's missing out of my pockets.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
What?
Perception searching.
That's absurd.
That one go off.
Everything seems to be in its place, Olaf.
Gorm, do we have anything valuable in our room?
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't think I left anything in there. Okay, if he's a thief, why don't you call the town guard to have him arrested? I don't have any history with him. I'll call the town guard and have him arrested.
With what proof? From you, it would just be hearsay.
What does that mean?
Wait, so you don't like this person?
How'd he die? or supposedly died. Okay. And Winter goes back to eating her pie.
Nom 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 nom.
As you say this, Olav, as you've been watching him, you watch as the elven figure stands up, a little shaky, kind of looks around the room, and then looks kind of in your direction, looks over the room again, and stumbles on past and outside of the tavern. At this point, you also see see a few more people mosey on over to the table with the dark-hooded figure. And you see a discussion is had, and there's some talk and some indications, and then again the party leaves, but they don't appear to be disturbed or upset about anything. And then slowly the figure stands up and he takes his book in hand and pulls his hood closer to himself and wanders up the stairs towards the rooms. And you see that when he leaves, a few more patrons shuffle over to where he was sitting and start using that table. And there's some shuffling of people moving here and there, and musicians trading in and out. And just sort of a general busyness of the tavern as you are all eating cherry pie and discussing.
Speaking of the pie,
Yes. So as you've all been digging into the pie, it's actually pretty good. It has the top has a nice cinnamon crust on it, and as you delve into the cherry pie, you are both not surprised, but also not terribly upset at the lemon hint that each of these cherry, while filled with the brim with many cherry tasting, it seems to be that what Novi told you was true, and even in this, there is a hint of lemon inside the delicious dessert.
lemons.
Oh, it's bad luck to be you. A chosen one of many isn't new. When you think you're full of luck, in the bullets you'll get struck. Oh, it's bad luck to be you. Now, in came young from the farm.
Before I knew of the hunt, I was going to talk to some of the hunters, learn some more things about the wilderness here.
Oh, it's bad luck to be you. The prophecy is never coming true. In a pickle you'll be stuck. Like a chicken you will cluck. Oh, it's bad luck to be you. Believing that he was the one is Beagle weighed in at a ton. His mom's a crazy bat. Did we mention she was fat? And she'll need a pine box for her son. Oh, it's bad luck to be you. Don't think for just a second it's not true. When you're in the muck, you will see that you're the schmuck. Oh, it's bad luck.
What's the music skill? Musical lore. Roll intelligence on musical lore.
It's a freaking guarantee. It's bad luck to be you. It'll lead you.
Well, that was a rather strange song.
It sounds kind of familiar, Ari, but at the same time, it also sounds. It's really odd. It's not. You're used to like more like flute and music that tells tales. This is more like comedic, and you're not as familiar with that, so it's a little bit strange to you, but enjoyable.
Uberon, Red Sky. So, if no one has anything else to say,
I think as Gorm finishes his pie, he says, well, I'm going to get to what I was going to do after the blacksmith. I'm going to get to what I was going to do after the blacksmith.
Winter stands up from the table and heads to the counter.
Yeah, Gorm probably stands up about the same time and turns to leave the tavern.
And she walks up to Duberon. Mr. Duberon?
Yes, young Winter, what can I do for you?
We were wondering about the hunt. How do we join it?
And what's involved?
Oh, you mean the Retaliant hunt?
Yeah, that.
Well, it's the Golden Retaliant's annual hunt. what's involved is killing scorpions and bringing them back.
Well, what do they do with the scorpions after they bring them back?
Oh, many things. Some of it can be turned into armor. Most of it they bring here and we cook up in a special scorpion soup we make out of the between the chitinous head and the meat.
Winter looks in horror. You eat them?
Yes, what else would you do with them? They're huge.
But they're bugs.
Sure, but quite large bugs, and I wouldn't knock a scorpion soup until you've tried it. It is quite delicious, especially with the chitin head we make it out of. Adds a certain visual appearance to the actual dish.
Winter gets a very disturbed look. Thank you. Well, how do we get in that?
Oh, you simply just need to sign up. Anyone's welcome to sign up, as long as they've got, decent enough crew and some weapons. It's sort of a test of might. I don't think that they really guarantee safety. You know what I mean? They just basically give you license to kill scorpions, that is.
Well, where do you sign up, I should say?
There's a tent in Uptown. You'll find the Golden Italian there, and you might see someone giving a speech or two, but you just sign up with whoever running the tent there, and let them know your group's name, and the individuals who work for it, and move on from there.
Okay, thank you. And then Winter turns back, heads to the group, and sits down. Alright guys, what's our name? We need to have a name to sign up. And we can sign up at the tent. Up outside. Up a hill, I think he said. But we need a name. Winter looks around at the silent group. Any suggestions? Ooh, we could call ourselves Guns and Lemons or something, too.
So far that's the best.
Or Gelbait.
Curiosity he says, Vanguard of the Light?
I'm sorry, I have no good ideas for this.
Maybe you're providing the aid with the lemons, like Band-Aid.
That would be a painful band-aid.
I mean, so far Lemonade's got the most votes. Like, accidentally so.
Yeah, I vote for lemonade.
Me too.
Oh boy.
I really just want to see you guys say that to an NPC for the first time when I ask you what your group's name is.
We're just gonna say LA.
No.
And what does that stand for?
La.
Lemonade's just the secret name.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. That works.
We all secretly know what our actual name is, but we pretend it's something much interesting.
Whenever we don't want to publicly be known for something, we go as Lemonade.
As long as it's not our official name, then I might go for that.
Everything that's official, we're just lightly armed or LA. But when we need to do secret
Barry had
stuff,
a good one. What was that?
it's Lemonade.
What was that one you had, Barry? Lights Arsenal. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay, if you like the idea of LA Lights Arsenal, aka Lemonade, put a thumbs up under Barry. If you don't like it, put a thumbs down, and that's how we'll vote. I will not participate as an impartial GM.
This just keeps getting better. No, I was trying to see who the fourth person who voted it up was. Because it says and one other, and I thought if I clicked on it, it would show me, but it didn't.
Currently, the upvotes
Oh, I know, it's me.
Eagle, Sirla, Kyrat, and you.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. It doesn't show my own name now that I'm looking at it more carefully. Well, that's 5 out of 7.
Bazak?
I'm not really for or against it.
John, your
John?
thoughts?
I abstain.
Is that a good abstain or a this is terrible abstain? All right, make up that silence as you will. All right, I guess we are gonna. Our group's name has been officialized. We are going with Light's Arsenal, sometimes known as Lemonade. Mary, I expect to see this now in the intro.
But no one really knows who Lemonade are.
All right. With that officialized and Kairat's question in place, I say let's give you all a week to think about how to make this an in-character thing. And we will end the session here tonight.